In January 2016, the quiet town of Blacksburg, Virginia, was shattered by a crime that would become a national tragedy. Nicole Lovell, a 13-year-old girl full of life and potential, was abducted and murdered by individuals she met online. This is the story of Nicole Lovell, a heartbreaking case that brings to light the dangers of online interactions and the importance of vigilance. Join us as we delve deep into this tragic story, uncovering the events leading up to Nicole's death, the investigation that followed, and its aftermath. Nicole Lovell was a vibrant, outgoing teenager who was known for her enthusiasm for life. She enjoyed school, loved animals, and was described by friends and family as a kind-hearted individual with a bright future. Her life seemed full of promise until she began interacting online with people outside her immediate circle. Nicole's online interactions started as innocent conversations, but soon took a darker turn. She began communicating with David Eisenhauer, an 18-year-old who would become central to her tragic story. Despite the warnings about online dangers, Nicole's trust was exploited in the most devastating way. Eisenhauer was not alone in his actions. Natalie Keepers, a 19-year-old accomplice, played a critical role in the events that followed. The two individuals worked together to execute a plan that would end in Nicole's abduction and murder. On the night of January 27, 2016, Nicole was lured from her home under false pretenses. Eisenhauer, having gained her trust, managed to convince Nicole to leave with him. This act of deception marked the beginning of a harrowing ordeal.
New efforts tonight in the search for a missing and endangered Blacksburg teenager.
A Virginia Tech drone used infrared technology from the skies throughout the day, while officers from 6 police departments, as well as the FBI, continue to look on foot. 13-year-old Nicole Lovell was last seen around midnight Tuesday at her family's apartment.
Nicole's parents immediately reported her missing, sparking a widespread search effort. The community came together, and law enforcement agencies were mobilized to locate the missing teenager. Despite the massive search efforts, the outcome of that night was tragically already sealed.
When I went to her room, I noticed that her nightstand was up against her door, so I kind of pushed it. The whole room was cold, and her window was open. Nicole wasn't there. I was scared. I didn't know where she was. Nothing's ever happened like this before, ever. I noticed the only thing that was missing was her cell phone and her blanket. Her favorite blanket was the Minion blanket. She'd take that everywhere with her. I knew something was wrong.
Investigators began to piece together the clues from Nicole's online interactions. They quickly identified Eisenhauer as a suspect. The search efforts were intensive, but the real breakthrough came when Bodycam footage revealed critical moments in the investigation.
I'm Anthony Wilson. I'm the Chief of Blacksburg Police Department. Unfortunately, we're coming together tonight. The news I have to share this evening is extremely difficult for me to tell. It's with a heavy heart that I have to announce that we've located the remains of 13-year-old Nicole Madison Lovell. As investigators progressed through the afternoon, we were able to determine an approximate area where she might be found. Virginia State Police were dispatched to the general area at approximately 4 o'clock this afternoon, and she was located just inside the North Carolina border on Route 89 in Surry County. At this time, we're working closely with the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, the FBI office out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and the North Carolina Medical Examiner's office with the evidence processing at that scene. Nicole's remains will then be transported overnight to the Virginia office of the Medical Examiner in Roanoke for autopsy and examination. This has been an extremely fast-paced investigation within just the past 12 hours. It was late Saturday night when the investigation led us to 18-year-old David E. Eisenhauer, a Virginia Tech student here in Blacksburg. This morning he was charged with 1 count of felony abduction. Since the discovery of Nicole and through consultation with Montgomery County's Commonwealth's Attorney, Mary Pettit, we've also just charged Eisenhauer with first-degree murder. He continues to be held without bond in the Montgomery County Jail.
As the investigation unfolded, evidence pointed to the involvement of Natalie Keepers. The collaboration between Eisenhauer and Keepers became a focal point of the case, revealing the chilling details of how they carried out their plans.
19-year-old Natalie Marie Keepers has been charged by Blacksburg Police with 1 felony count of improper disposal of a body and 1 misdemeanor count of accessory after the fact in the commission of a felony. Based on evidence collected to date, we have determined that Eisenhauer and Nicole were acquainted prior to her disappearance. Eisenhauer used this relationship to his advantage to abduct and then kill her.
The arrest of David Eisenhauer was a dramatic moment in the case. The body cam footage from his arrest provides a raw, intense look at the moments when he was taken into custody and the immediate aftermath.
Mid-December, if I remember correctly, I was bored in my dorm room and logged on to a website where you go and you just talk to random strangers. It's an anonymous the website is called Omegle, if I believe correctly. Okay. And then she's like, hey, do you want to use message me on some app called Kick? And I was like, sure, whatever. We're talking and she's like, yeah, I'm 16 or 17, I do not remember the age she said.
Eisenhower's interrogation revealed disturbing details about the crime. The body cam footage captures his responses and the interrogation tactics used by law enforcement to extract information.
I think the police should look more into finding a body than try to interrogate the last person who saw her alive, who clearly left the scene.
David says that we should be out looking for a body instead of talking to him. At that point, David became a suspect.
David Eisenhower, stand up and put your hands behind your back. You are under arrest for the abduction of Nicole Lovell.
Natalie Keeper's arrest followed shortly after, and her role in the crime was uncovered through further investigation. The footage from her arrest and interrogation highlights her involvement and the unsettling nature of her participation.
David, he's a really sweet guy. He's like my best friend.
We know that you have information about this. What do you think was pulling out of your phone?
And Natalie caves.
She was driving.
Okay, where is she?
According to Natalie, David had killed Nicole.
Natalie, how much are you involved in this? What we need to know.
He forced me to help him move her body.
The investigation not only revealed the details of the abduction, but also showcased the dedication of the law enforcement agencies involved. Their work was crucial in bringing the perpetrators to justice and uncovering the full extent of the crime. The court trials of David Eisenhauer and Natalie Keepers were closely followed by the media. The legal proceedings brought to light the full horror of the crime and its impact on Nicole's family. Courtroom footage and legal documents provide a detailed view of the judicial process.
Keepers told investigators that Eisenhauer met Lovell at a high school party. She also said he worried that he might have had sex with Lovell, but claimed that he couldn't remember because something caused him to black out at that party. He allegedly woke up in a ditch the next morning remembering nothing. Keepers claims Lovell threatened to kill herself unless Eisenhauer visited her. Now, those details weren't brought up in the courtroom today, but until this moment, we didn't know much of the medical examiner's findings in regards to that topic.
But tonight, Nicole's excited. She's met a guy. She met him online. He's an older guy. He's a college guy named David. They met in the fall. David is a freshman at Virginia Tech, and he's on the track team. And tonight, Nicole has a secret date with David.
Eisenhauer was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, and Keepers received a similar sentence. The courtroom scenes highlighted the severity of their actions and the justice served for Nicole.
David Eisenhauer to a total of 75 years in prison with 25 years suspended. Back in February, he entered a plea of no contest for the abduction and murder of 13-year-old Nicole Lovell.
Yeah, David Eisenhauer does not get a life sentence today. The judge made his decision just about 45 minutes ago, not going into day 2 of the pre-scheduled time for sentencing. In many ways, this is the end to a significant chapter in the murder case of Nicole Lovell, which has been going on now for close to 2.5 years. David Eisenhauer did speak. The first time he has said anything more than a couple of words in court, he says he is forever sorry.
Natalie Keepers is scheduled to serve 40 years for helping David Eisenhauer plan the murder of 13-year-old Nicole Lovell.
Yeah, the decision from the judge here less than 3 hours ago marks the end to the nearly 3 years long murder case of Nicole Lovell. The judge delivered a 45-year sentence with 5 years suspended for former Virginia Tech student Natalie Keepers. Keepers was calm as the judge delivered his decision today in the courtroom. She was found guilty in September of helping plan the murder, and she pleaded guilty to helping dispose of the body.
Nicole Lovell's death left a lasting impact on her family and community. Memorials and tributes were held to honor her memory, and efforts were made to raise awareness about online safety. Nicole's story is a powerful reminder of the importance of staying vigilant in the digital age. Her tragic death has led to important conversations and actions aimed at preventing similar incidents in the future. Thank you for watching this in-depth exploration of the Nicole Lovell case. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more true crime stories.